That's right. It's coming quick, isn't it, Reggie? Happening fast. You'll be seeing Grimsley next week.
Yeah.
Good to see you for the first time. We've heard a lot about you. We saw you play. I saw you in that game against Eastern Guilford last year, very first game of the season. Saw you in that Northern Guilford playoff game a couple of years back when you and Mose were in that backfield together. And saw you in the Western Guilford game last year, too. Did you ever get your plaque we sent to you from
Yes, I
passed it on to Coach Brown, who's going to pass it on. Or I actually passed it on to Coach Brown, your head coach, at the baseball game one night back in the spring. Got better late than never. Got it to you. Got you straight. What about this season? What are some of the big things going on, the big goals this year for you? One of the top running backs in the area, Reggie Gallaspy, put up some. You put up almost equal numbers last year what you did your sophomore year, right around 2,500 and about 20 plus touchdowns, right? What are some of the goals this year?
I'm trying to go for 3,000 rushing this year, plus also get a couple more touchdowns than I had last year. Also team goals, get better every day. That's just the biggest goal, We had a up and down season last season, and we just want to get better every day.
Got off to a slow start last year record-wise, but then when it mattered the most, you guys put it together come conference play and playoff time. Put it together then.
Yeah.
I know you want to go deep in the playoffs too.
Yes.
You did not win that game against Northern that year over at Northern in the playoffs, but you guys were at about round 3 that year in the playoffs. You guys went deep. I mean, if I'm on your team, part of what the Storm are doing, that's still fun, getting that deep and being in that position. Didn't beat Northern, but man, I'm just glad to be there playing them, getting a shot at those guys. That's a good thing. You guys had a successful year that year.
It was a good season. It was just momentum left our side after the first interception. And then it just everything for us went down. We tried to pick it back up, but momentum stayed on their side. So, it was just a momentum change.
It's tough to beat a team. I hate to say it and not put all the emphasis on one man, but it's tough to beat a T.J. Logan type team. He was having a heck of a night that night.
Yes.
But you guys, you can always tell your grandkids this down the road, just scored the first touchdown, just scored the last touchdown tonight. I think you remember that pretty well too.
Yes.
You got one of those, didn't you? Did you get the last one?
I got the last one.
Mosley got the first one, you got the last one. Exactly. And you got a load. I was at that game. I saw it in person last year at Eastern Guilford. You got off to a great start that first quarter. You're pumping out about 130, 140 yards quarter number one. But then Eastern made some adjustments in that second half. They got the win. That had to be a bit disappointing there for you.
It was, like I said, it was a little bit momentum change, but then we kind of picked it back up towards the end. Ended up rushing probably about 225 at the end of the game. So, it was a good game. Great way to start the season off. Then, I kind of tweaked up a little bit when I went to Grimsley, kind of twisted my ankle during the warm-up. So that slowed my game down that game. And then, just most of the season was trying to just, work with a twisted ankle.
Do you play any defense or just all offense?
Yeah, this year I actually going to play a lot of defense this year. Also, I'm going to play inside linebacker this year.
Like, you got? How many linebackers you guys run? 3 or 4?
We run 3.
3. Do like a 3-4 defense then? That's got to be fun. You'll be like the inside linebacker?
Yes.
Wow. You're looking forward to that, aren't you?
Yeah, really looking forward to that. I worked a little bit of that in my freshman year on JV and everything. We did a little bit of last year during the playoffs. So something a little bit, skill a little bit.
When did you get started playing football? How old were you back in the day?
I want to say back in 2007 when I first started football.
About 7 years old?
Yeah, I think it was about 3rd grade.
About 3rd grade, right.
3rd grade.
And it's always been a big part of your life. Always been a big, kind of a sturdy kind of guy?
No, not big and sturdy. I was kind of a little chunky back in the day. I played the offensive line and defensive line back then.
Wow, so you're a lineman back in those days. When did you finally get your hands on the football that you have it?
I didn't start until my 8th grade year.
8th grade, was that at Southern Middle?
No, it was at Wellborn.
Wellborn over in High Point?
Yes.
Gotcha, okay. Got you covered there. Because to me, Kivett Drive is a long road. I came by your school earlier this year. I was over at Ragsdale. I come over toward your place. When you go from Ragsdale to Southern Guilford, that is a backwoods trip, isn't it?
It's about a good 20-minute drive from where I stay at. Yeah, because my school district is High Point Central.
Yeah. I got you covered. So looking at this Southern Guilford deal now for this year, what are some of the team goals? You've got your own goals. I was reading about some kid. I was talking to Coach Blemon about this kid out of Sun Valley. His last name is Frazier Ferguson. He's going for 3,000 yards. Your personal goal, 3,000 yards, which you should set it there. You got to set your goals out because you've been to 2,500 already. Set it at 3,000. Go for about 35 touchdowns. Why not? What about team goals this year?
Like I said, it's just us trying to get better every day. We set new goals every game, so we don't have a specific goal that we want to get to, but we have a set new goals. But mainly the biggest goal that we want to do is just get better than we did last year. Win games, execute, finish the game. A lot of times we didn't finish the game. We didn't stay together during the game. So that's why they got themselves together. They came as one, and they came at us. And so now we trying to get everything, the team chemistry together and everything. So it's getting better.
How about this Stover kid at quarterback? Is it Nathan Stover? Is that correct? How's he looking for you this year?
Nathan Stoner.
Stoner. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Stover was the offensive lineman who left out last year. Stoner now the quarterback. How's the Stoner kid looking?
He's looking pretty good, real good actually. Surprising after his shoulder injury that he has 2 consecutive years that took him out. He's looking real good, better than I ever seen him play. So it's going to be real good.
You lost one of your primary receivers, though. Coach Brown told me about Kenyon Taylor. I think maybe transferred down towards Charlotte somewhere. He was a great target. What about this Harris kid, Amon Harris? Is he going to do some stuff for you?
Yes, he's a real shifty guy. It's kind of similar to Malik Mosley that we had a few years ago. So it's going to be another thunder and lightning type of
Now, when you were in the running game, were you also part of the receiving game? You catch some passes out of the backfield, those type things?
Yes.
That's part of your game, too?
Yeah, we do a lot of couple screen, couple of bubbles. That put me out there at the X and everything. So, I'm going to really be in the pass game this year.
Back in the early part of the career, because you mentioned excellent sophomore year, very good junior year, going to have a good senior. When did you realize you could be a productive running back? I mean, you said you picked it up about the 8th grade, maybe at Wellborn over in High Point. When did you realize, hey, I might be able to do something with this football, running-wise? When did you pick up on that?
Back in 8th grade, my 9th grade year, I didn't really have the concept of being a running back, but I was more of a shifty, east or west type of player. But I went to a couple of camps and everything, so they taught me a couple of skills, and I took it back with me that being a north to south player is really what it's going to be effective to get big time and everything. So I took that, learned a couple of skills and everything, and I came back, and a lot of people that see me from my 8th grade year to my freshman year, my sophomore season, they were telling me that they could see a big change and everything. So that's when I kind of figured that I can probably be something that I really wanted to do. It's a goal and it's a dream that I always had.
What is it like being the feature back? I mean, you mentioned Malik Mosley when he was there. You guys in that backfield together. What's it like starting last year, now again this year, being the feature back, the primary back?
It's a leadership role. That's the biggest part of having that starting position and the role that I am. People gonna look at me, younger kids and around the area and everything gonna look at you. So it's more of a leadership role that I have to take on and everything.
What have you been doing in the all season? How can you improve your speed and improve your strength? You seem like a strong kid. How do you work on those two things? What did you do?
This year, every summer I just go spend in Michigan with my dad, and I have a personal trainer.
I knew there was a Michigan connection. I read about that somewhere, right?
Yeah, so I spent time with a personal trainer there. He worked with my agility and all that type of stuff. Last year he had a little bit of power lifting, but he changed it this year, his program around, and he has more speed works than he does weight training and everything. So actually my speed has picked up a lot than I have last year. So it's going to be real good.
That's a good thing for Coach Brown, and he can kind of turn you loose to your dad. He'll get you fine-tuned in the summer, ready to roll them for the fall year.
Yeah.
What's your 40 time got to be like?
When I ran the 40 at the Shrinebone Combine, I ran a 4.36.
4.36?
Yeah, but then I want to say if I was to run a fully automatic time, it'd probably be around a 4.05. 4.05.
Gotcha. Reggie Gallaspy with us, Southern Guilford Storm, big game on Friday night against Eastern Guilford.
Yes.
How much fun is it to be ready to get back out in the field and get that first game going again for you? That's got to be fun.
Yeah, it's real fun. I kind of skip all the critics and all that type of stuff. I'm just focused. Get back and go get what we deserve, and that's that W.
Let's give you a few of the standard questions asked some of the other guys tonight. What do you remember most about that game against Eastern last year?
It was just how the guys felt after the game, watching their faces, how disappointed they were. You can look at the stats. We beat them on offense, rushing yards, receiving yards, and all that type of stuff. We just hurt ourselves fumbling the ball, turnovers. It really killed us. So, watching the guys, watching them cry, and all that type of stuff. It really, they really put a hunger in us during this off season and during the spring. So, it's really showing now that we really want this.
You talked about all the work you've done getting ready for it. In the grand scheme of things, all the work you do, is it worth it in the end?
Yeah, it's really worth it. It's had a little hurt and harm there. There's going to be times you don't want to wake up and go do it, but then at the end, everybody got that goal, and everybody wants to be a state champion. So you got to do what a state champion team do.
How do you think your team can be better this year than they were last year?
Just execute, make plays, and just have passion. Pretty much every team that we're going to go up this year is going to be bigger than us, but, we got to have the mindset that we're going to be faster and more physical than them.
How about if you could make your coach, say your coach became one of the players, you became the coach, what's one of the things you would make your coach do in practice?
You repeat that question?
Yeah, you say you're going to become the coach of the Southern Guilford Storm. What's one thing you would make Coach Brown do if he becomes a player? What would you make him do in practice? Your chance now to go at the coach. What would you make him do? He's a player now. Now you're the coach.
I can't really point anything out because there's nothing he does that make you want to when you get back at him and everything.
I got you.
Yeah, he's a real good guy, humble guy, and when he's a guy that when you have your ups and downs, he's gonna always be there for you. If you anything you need, he's just a phone call away.
That's good. I've got his number too. I'll be giving him a call later. That's a good point. Good point. Who's your brother on the team? Somebody's always got your back. You got a brother on that team. It's this guy's always looking out for you.
I can't say one. The whole team is a brotherhood. We got all each other's back. Anything goes down there in the game, we always gonna have each other's back. Gonna always be there for each other. So everybody on the team is.
And first and foremost, it better be your offensive line, right?
Yeah, that's the biggest brothers on the game.
You got it. Who's your running back, coach? Who's this guy's been labeled and given the task to kind of keep an eye on Reggie Gallaspy, make sure he's got the right plays going and that ball's working for you?
It's Coach Hensley. He works with the FFA there at the school and everything. Real humble guy, real nice guy, funny guy and everything. He keeps us everything. Make sure we know all the schemes and everything. Make sure we know everything. So he's a real good guy.
Who's the one sports celebrity or personality in the NFL you'd like to meet? Is there a football player, NFL-wise, you'd like to meet one day or maybe meet sometime soon?
The person I really want to meet, Coach running back Trent Richardson. That's a guy I would love to meet. I watch a lot of his film back in the day and everything when he was at Alabama and all that type of stuff. And I really try to get my running game kind of similar to his and everything. I believe that we kind of more has a lot of similar running game. Trying to get my speed to where he has, but I believe our game is kind of similar.
How about the NBA? Is there an NBA player you wouldn't mind? Maybe walks to the door, we'll shake his hand. Hello, how you doing?
My favorite player is LeBron James.
Everybody loves LeBron James. I mentioned the guy we've forgotten about. We don't even bring him up anymore, and I brought him up tonight because I thought about it the other day. This guy's almost become a forgotten entity. Would be Kobe Bryant. We never talk about Kobe anymore. It's like Kobe's our long lost friend. We never talk about him anymore. But you're right about LeBron James. He is a man.
I never really was a Kobe fan and everything, but I was really big on LeBron. He just the athleticism that he has on the court is unbelievable. Very big, very strong, and still quite athletic.
Yes. Unbelievable combination what he has. What about a baseball player? Is there a Major League Baseball player you'd like to meet one day?
I never really got into baseball like that. A lot of people say I should try it, so I'm still thinking about it. I might try it out this year if I don't graduate early.
Boy, they would love to have you on that baseball team. I'm sure that Coach could find a lot of ways to be able to use you out there. No doubt about it. Coach Jeff and Jeff Carter. Noah Carter's his son. I got to keep the coach's head in mind. Coach Jeff Carter would be glad to have you out there. You'd be like, somebody mentioned earlier, they'd like to maybe run the big poppy one day. You'd be like a small big poppy out there with that strength in that bat. How about a professional wrestler? Is it one of those guys you want to run into one day? Any wrestlers?
No, not really. I mean, like I said, I used to watch when I was little, but it kind of died out.
That's kind of moved on then.
Yeah.
How about maybe in the celebrity status, someone outside of sports you might want to run into with a personality celebrity you might want to meet outside of sports?
Outside of sports, really not really. The biggest person that I would love to meet is Bo Jackson. Watching a couple of his films back in the day.
Bo Jackson?
Yeah, Bo Jackson. Real
good stuff.
Real good guy. Having been being the real athletic he was. Playing baseball and during the baseball season, and come back and go to the football season.
That's some good stuff. Because I was talking to somebody that said he saw a film one time. He was running the ball and he actually split the bone, came loose from the tendon of his leg. He was going on. He didn't even know it. He just kept playing. I mean, he ripped it right away, the tendon or the ligament away from the bone when he was at. It's crazy.
I mean, I made sure I watched. I think they had a 40 or 40 on him and everything. I think it was 30 or 40, one of those. And I actually watched it, and it was interesting, all the facts that they had about him and everything. So it was like, wow, it's amazing.
Did they show him breaking the bat across his knee? He used to
Yeah,
break that baseball bat
it
like
was
it was
amazing,
nothing. Like it was a little piece of kindling wood.
Yeah, it was like a toothpick to him.
Yeah, exactly.
It was amazing to watching it and everything.
Bo Jackson, the big name there. If you're taking a lunchbox to school, say you're taking your lunch like we used to do back when we were smaller, what's one item would have to be in that lunchbox?
Peanut butter jelly sandwich.
Peanut butter jelly, got to have that, right?
Yeah, got to have the protein and everything. Have a little sweet in there too. So.
Gotcha. Any little Debbie's in there?
Nah, I kind of trying to cut back on all the sweets and everything. So
Gotcha.
trying to get healthy and everything.
Go full-time health.
Yeah.
Gotcha. The one thing you could not do without, whether it be your TV, your radio, your computer, your video games, maybe I emphasized this earlier, the school textbooks or your phone. What's the one thing you could not do without?
Biggest thing I can't do without is without God. Biggest person in my life, really. That's one of the biggest things. I can do without technology. I can do without all the other perks and everything, but without God, nothing's possible.
That's a good framework to have. If you got him, I think about the other day. I was doing my morning run down the road. I was thinking about these different things. I think God is bigger than Babe Ruth, who was a huge baseball player. I say God is bigger than LeBron James. I talk about LeBron James. I say God is bigger than anybody in football out there. I was thinking about Jim Brown. For some reason, I go back to the old school days. I say God's bigger than anything. We got that on our side. You know, it's a very good point you bring up. Who's the one teacher you're going to have this year in a class at Southern, and that's going to be one of your important classes? You're going to have that class. You're going to have that teacher. What's that one important class, one important teacher you're going to have this year?
One important class, one important teacher. I got my schedule, but I really didn't pay that much attention to it yet. But I know what classes I have, but I can't really say because a lot of our teachers are like moving to other places. We're getting a lot of new teachers.
Get some new people in, yeah.
So I can't.
What's the class you're looking forward to? Any of these classes you're looking forward to taking this year?
Pre-calc actually, honors pre-calc.
Pre-calculus, yeah.
Well, really check out how that is. I got health science too, so it's everybody say you're senior, it's supposed to be a breeze, but I got a little couple classes in there that I got to take, even though with a good GPA and everything. I got all my credits and everything, but I still got some classes that.
And the GPA and all the pre-tests, all those are going pretty good for you? That's all in good shape?
Yes.
That's good to know. For Reggie Gallaspy, Southern Guilford Storm, Football and Focus Chains Rib Shack. Reggie's our last man up tonight, getting him in, getting it done, get a big game against Eastern Guilford tomorrow night. That's the 10 questions. The bonus question. This bonus question next is going to blow you away because you've heard this from everybody on the face of the map on the moon. You hear this question every day. I'll throw it out there to see if we get any response. You may want to give me some choices, A, B, C, or D. But college that already has your name on the back of their jersey is just waiting there on you. Which college is that? Is there a number of colleges still out there on the list?
Oh, yes. It's actually has 17 scholarships altogether.
17?
But I actually
offers?
Yes, but I want to say beginning of August, I had sent out my top 5: Duke, NC State, Michigan State, Arkansas, and Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt, okay.
And that's my top 5.
Have you narrowed that down to 3 yet, or still that's the 5?
I haven't narrowed it down yet.
Arkansas, because of Trent, he went to Alabama. He didn't go to Arkansas. That was a good. McFadden went to Arkansas, right? The guy with Oakland. Yeah, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so Arkansas being running back university that ESPN announced a few weeks, probably about a month or a few weeks ago, and that's a real big perk. I mean, if you really look and pay attention to their history and everything, the run game is serious. And Coach B coming from Wisconsin, working with Monty Ball and all that, and pretty much every running back he coaches right now in the NFL doing progress and everything, and helping teams out and all that type of stuff. So his history and his background and all that type of stuff is really stepping out.
That Vanderbilt program, I guess, got in there because they've really turned it around. There's this coach at Maryland who was a Maryland assistant coach, went there and took over, really got that program going. Yeah,
Coach Mason is a real good guy. He's very up for it. He tells like it is. That's the type of coach you want. You don't want a coach that's sugarcoat anything. He wants you to tell how it is, and so you can get everything better and everything. That's the type of coach, and that's the type of man you want to be in life. Somebody can just tell it what it is.
And there's nobody at all, I think. Coach Dorn at State's bringing that program along, but Coach Cutcliffe at Duke, David Cutcliffe at Duke, is just a great guy, and he's done such a good job building that program, bringing that program around too.
It's amazing what Coach Cut did. It's amazing. Bringing a program like Duke, turning it all the way around. it's. I mean, there was times you never really heard about Duke in football.
Not at all, no.
They just turned that program around. Like nobody really wanted to go to Duke. Now a lot of people saying, "Oh, let's go to Duke. Let's go to Duke." So it's amazing what he did for that program.
And he's the mentor of the Manning brothers too. Eli Manning, Peyton Manning. He just put those guys there, and he took Peyton Manning. He would not be playing today, I don't think, without Coach Cutlass helping Duke.
Yeah, Coach Cutlass was telling me about a lot of things about him and everything. Told me a lot about how those guys come back on the off season and do a little camp thing that they do at the indoor facility at Duke and all that type of stuff. A lot of guys like Victor Cruz, Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, all those type of guys that come back and just have fun with him. Even guys that he never coached will come. He's just the type of man he is. And
so we got Duke, we got NC State, we got Michigan State, Arkansas, Vanderbilt. We talked about what about Michigan State? That's going back toward Michigan, I guess.
Yeah,
give you a chance to go back that way.
It's close back home, probably about a good 45 minutes from my hometown. A lot of my family from up there would love for me to go back to be up there to play football for them. It's a real good team. You know, they won the Rose Bowl against Stanford last season, and it's a great team. I loved it there. I actually went to camp there before I went to high school, and so that was where it first really started. You know, working on my running back skills and everything to become the back that I am now.
So we got two ACC schools. We got Duke, we got NC State, then we got Arkansas, we got Michigan State and Vanderbilt. So two SEC schools, Vanderbilt and Arkansas. Then you got the Big Ten, Michigan State. Those are the five.
Yes.
When do you think you'll we got probably head toward the after football season, get it narrowed down a little further?
Well, actually, I'm thinking about graduating early. So actually, I know for a fact I'll be committed sometime between September and October.
Between September and October. So you'll knock it out and you'll graduate early and head on there in January.
Yes.
You got the plan, right?
Yes.
Who helped you put the plan together? Mom, Dad, everybody?
Well, my mom and my dad, they're the type of people that they support me, but they want me to make my own decisions, and it's something that my parents believe that I should be able to do by myself right now. Going, trying to become a man and everything. So they put that in my hands because they said, we want you to go somewhere where you're comfortable at. We want you to make your decisions that you're comfortable with, and it's just so they agree with me. They just say make sure that you're ready for it. Don't do something that you don't want to do because it sounds good.
Right.
Make sure you do something that you're ready for it.
So it's going to be coming up pretty soon. Between September and October, you're going to be knocking it out pretty quick then. It's not long to go. And you got guys like DJ Reader down at Clemson. You got guys like David Amerson came out of Dudley, went to the pros. Got Eric Ebron. You got Keenan Allen. I mean, the list goes on and on. You got all these local guys making it to the big schools. So it's right there for your taking too.
Yeah, it is.
It's just about time to go get it.
Yes.
And boy, Southern's going to go fast. If you're going to graduate in December, you'll be moving quick.
Yeah.
Very quick. The one person is going to watch or listen to this show you're doing right now, who can you kind of, somebody's going to look back and check out this program. We're taping it now. We got it going live. We're going to have playback on audio. Would it be mom, dad, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, cousin, or friend?
All of them.
All of them. They stick with it, right?
Yeah, they stick with my recruitment and everything. They make sure they follow me on the social networks. They'll get on to me if I forget to tell them that I did an interview. So they want to be right there with me. They want to be right there holding my hand while I'm on the way. I'm trying to be successful in life.
And you're glad to have them there. You're more than happy to have them there with you, but hand in hand, right?
Yes.
And you got your hand in the Lord's hands, so you're in good shape there.
Amen.
You got the top power. Any chance maybe a school like Liberty University might jump in there at the last minute?
I have Devontae Brown, our defensive end that played about 2 years ago with Malik Mosley. He plays linebacker at Liberty now. He was telling me that a lot of coaches, my name comes around there a couple of times. Yeah, so it's a possibility.
Coach Turner Gill, I guess, former Nebraska quarterback. He actually coached Zach Maynard, Keenan Allen's brother, coached Zach up in Buffalo. Then he made that move toward Liberty, doing pretty well there. And the coach down at Campbell now, the former defensive back for the Carolina Panthers, he was up with Liberty for a while too. So they've got some pretty good connections. But it looks like Duke, NC State. We're talking Arkansas, Vanderbilt, and Michigan State. Those are the five. What's the key point to win that game against Eastern tomorrow night? We'll let you go, Reggie. What's the key point to win that game tomorrow night?
Effort. That's the key point. That's effort. That's all it's going to take is effort and passion, and just play ball.
If you come ready to play, you're going to win, right?
Yes. If you come ready to play, you play. Come ready. Give it to them. Don't slack off or anything. Everybody just stay at that level the whole game. We will be good. We'll come out with that W. There's no point in. Eastern is a good team, fast team. They have Jarris Moorhead, fast guy,
Very
under
good
4'4", a couple of wide receivers that's around the same range. So it's going to take a lot of passion. Like I said, we might not be the biggest team in this area and everything, but I bet we're going to be the fastest, and then we'll be the physical.
You and Moorhead are good buddies. Maybe you guys make contact. You know Moorhead any at all?
Yeah.
Because I heard you guys rub elbows. He was telling me about NC State. Man, want to come down? He might put that NC State bug in your ear.
Yeah, we're good friends and everything. He talks to me a lot about I should join the train and everything. So, but we kind of died out. We kind of, have our little separation, because it's season time. We're getting ready to get for our big game tomorrow. So,
What do you do during the day tomorrow, Friday? What's going on all day tomorrow? You got all day to sit around and think about that first game. You guys aren't in school now, right, till Monday.
Yeah.
What do you do during the day on Friday to get ready?
I'm prepared, eat right, drink about a gallon of water, take a couple of ice baths, stretch.
A couple of ice baths?
Yeah, stretch. And
so you'll be doing all that before you show up to Southern. You're doing all that tomorrow during the day.
Yeah. So just get my body prepared, get my mind right,
Do you do any martial arts, any boxing, MMA, do any of that stuff?
Nah, I don't do. Well, I did some of that with my personal trainer and everything, but yeah. So I just get my mind right, listen to some music, relax, just get ready for the game.
Listen, good luck to you. Thanks for taking time to come talk to us. If I need some extra lifting help, I'm gonna call you up because you got the arm right there to make it happen, man. No doubt about it.
Thank you.
Good luck this season, and we'll be listening and looking forward to find out where you go to college.
All right, thank you.
Reggie Gallaspy with us, Shane's River Shack Football and Focus for a Thursday. Thanks again to Reggie and his mom for coming out tonight, making sure he got here, and to Coach Brown, a good job he did. Look for Reggie going for 3,000 yards this year and about 35 touchdowns, and try to get that Southern team back in the playoffs. That'll do it for us tonight. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Reggie Gallaspy, fine young man. Don Moore, good job tonight. First show in the books. We had guys from Grimsley, from Smith, and Reggie from Southern Guilford. That'll do it for us. Time to break out and get set for the big game on Friday night. Keep it at GreensboroSports.com and enjoy the season, and we'll see you next week or the week after.